Now we will look at the all-important split primary chart. These are your color mixing basics. We will focus on using the 6 primaries and not 3. I will show you how to mix the best secondary hues, the best tertiary hues, and then I will show you why this 6 primary color wheel is optimal for mixing the best greens, violets, and oranges. We will first look why you want to use 6 primaries. I will start by drawing a big circle in the middle of my paper and then dividing that into thirds. I will now add 2 small circles to the top. I will label one CY and then the other WY. The CY will stand for cool yellow and the WY will be a warm yellow. And then add a circle on the bottom right and the bottom left. So on top will be the yellow, the bottom right will be the red, and the bottom left will be our blue. Before we go any further, I just wanted to take a moment and explain the CY and the WY. So the cool yellow when mixed with a cool blue will give us the best green. And that means with the warm yellow mixed with a warm red, we will get the best orange. Let's go ahead and have a look. So since we have a warm yellow on the right of that circle, then we will want to pair that with a warm red. So I will put a WR there. Then on the left hand side, I have my cool yellow, so I want to pair that with my cool blue. So that means my warm blue will be paired with my cool red to get the best violet. So let's start mixing. I will now go ahead and start with my cool yellow. Grabbing one of my hues that I've talked about before, I will fill in that area. I will then get my warm yellow. I didn't really like that, so I'm going to add a little bit of white to that yellow ochre, just to add a little bit of tint to that hue. I will alter that color and now move into my reds. As you know, I have a warm red, which is Cad Red Light. Now my alizarin crimson is my cool red, as I've discussed previously. I will add that paint to that area, and since I feel that's a little bit dark, I'm going to add a little bit of white to it and make that a little more of a pinkish color. For my warm blue, I'm going to use my ultramarine because it has a little bit of red in it. I've mentioned that before, so hopefully these things are starting to connect. For my cool blue, I will opt for my cerulean. So I will add some cerulean to that. I could have easily added cobalt and I would have been just fine. I'm going to lighten that value just a little bit by adding white. So I've got my nice cool blue, and there you can see my main primary colors. So now let's mix the best secondary hues, starting with the best orange. As I've mentioned, we want a warm yellow, which in this case is my yellow ochre, which already has red in it. And we will take and mix that with our warm red, which is Cad Red Light. Once I find the right amount of each, I can go ahead and add my orange right in the middle. I will now move around the chart and go to mixing the best violet. So for our best violet, we want to go with the cool red, as you remember, and mix with the warm blue. Now, if you remember right, the ultramarine blue has that red bias to it. So that means when you mix it with a color that's in the red family, it is less likely to gray out. I will talk about that a little bit more as we move into some of the more intermediate color mixing lessons. Now let's look at mixing the best green. As you know, we've got a cool blue, which has less red in it than the ultramarine blue. So that means when we mix that with a nice cool yellow, we should get a nice lime green. So in this case, it's a little bit dark. I will add a little bit of white to it. And then I will have a lovely green that will complete my secondary colors. Now let's look at mixing the best tertiary colors. So these are all the colors in between the primary and secondary hues we have mixed. I can start with the violet, and to mix a red violet, I will just simply add a little bit of my alizarin crimson to that. To add a more blue bias to it, I will add a little bit of blue using the ultramarine blue and not the cerulean blue. Now moving up the chart here, I can now go to my reds and add a red orange by simply adding a touch of red, warm red that is, to my base orange. And now I can get more of a yellow orange by using a touch of my yellow ochre and a little bit of white to that. And then that will complete my tertiary orange and red hues. Once I have that, I can look at finishing it up with adding my tertiary green hues. So using my cool blue, I will add a touch more of that to my green. I'm also mixing off to the side and not right in the middle of it. Now to get my more lime green, I will just go off to the side again and mix a little bit of that cool yellow into that base green. And that's everything you need to know right now about the split primary chart and giving you some good color mixing basics. Again, it's best to use 6 primaries and not 3 for the reasons I've just explained. You now know how to mix the best secondary and tertiary hues, which means you know how to mix really good greens, violets, and oranges.